to log on. So everybody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. So we got a message. Cindy says hi there. Hi, Cindy. Sorry for the background noise. We have a puppy sitter right now. A puppy wrangler.
Yeah, that's probably close to the truth.
Yeah. Hi, Aaliyah. Welcome. We'll get started in just a moment. Want to remind everybody to please go ahead and mute yourself upon entering. And I'm Jenna, and this is Dave, and we are Southern Skeins. Hi, Annie. Welcome. I do have the chat open, so if you have any questions, please feel free to send any questions to chat. Dave is managing the chat right now. So he's got an eye out for anybody who's has a question.
Yeah, I don't look like I'm doing anything right now, but I really am.
Yep.
I'm focused.
He's focused. And if I could go ahead and remind everybody, please mute yourself upon entering.
Oh, yep, we do. Let's see. That is Cindy saying she shopped with us before, and that some of her yarn has gone into her penguono.
Penguono. Cindy, what's a penguono? I've never heard of that. But I am so glad that you shopped with us before and you're back. Yay. Welcome, Helen, Samantha, Marwan. Yeah, I've got to know what a penguono is. Is that kind of like a kimono? Or
well, I think it's important that we pronounce it right. If we call it a penguono, it sounds like poop. So it's penguono.
Victoria, welcome. Oh, Stephen West pattern. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. He is an amazing designer, isn't he?
Good job.
Yes. Oh, gosh. I love his stuff. He's an amazing designer. So Stephen West, if you're out there and you want to design a pattern for Southern Skeins,
yeah. All right, but you know, Becky, you wouldn't feel bad if I said, honey, don't, if she still sounds bad, if I said,
if I could remind everybody to please go ahead and silence or mute your microphones unless you have a question. That way we can, great. So again, welcome to Vogue Knitting Live. I think this
What about the girl who walks the dog?
Right click and see if you can mute them.
Or his cousin that lives in San Francisco.
I'm going to try to mute oh, yep, I can. It looks like I can mute people.
What about that girl who was your teacher?
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Why don't you just email and see if she's ever available?
It's this one right there.
I know I need my glasses. Everyone bear with me.
And if she doesn't, if she knows of someone else, just you'll stay in there.
Okay. I think I got her muted now.
Yep.
Sorry, everybody. I had to put my glasses on in order to do that. So
central control.
Yeah. So send your questions through to the chat. Dave is watching the chat, and I will focus on y'all over here. So again, thanks for joining us today. I'm Jenna. This is Dave. Excuse me.
Chief Executive Sherpa Dave is my full title.
Yes. Okay. He's actually Master Skein Twister. We're prepping for Advent season right now. And so I can't show you the colorways, but he has been doing an amazing job moving all of my full skeins into minis. So that's what he's been working on, is taking them, weighing them, cutting them down into mini skeins so that they can go into all the Advent calendar.
Yeah,
so
what she does is she dyes them as full skeins so that they get a more uniform color distribution, so that you're not dyeing individual minis, and it gives you a more uniform, more predictable product.
No, don't get me wrong. When it comes to the sock yarn, I'm dyeing the minis. So this is when when I'm dyeing something like DK or something like that, or when I'm dyeing for, if anybody follows T-Doddles and they get the T-Doddles mini maker clubs. Right. When I dye for those, I also dye usually full skeins, and then Dave chops them down into minis. So do we have any other questions? Feel free to stop in with some questions if you have them. We're really just going to kind of, I don't want to really turn this into a sales pitch. So I thought I would go ahead and start off by just kind of talking with you about our processes. I wish I could have set up something out in my dye studio, but that really wasn't going to work.
And the acoustics aren't great out there either.
No, it's really not. So I thought I'd just talk a little bit about our process, and then that's better.
She was talking about when you muted. I didn't.
Oh, okay. Thanks. When I muted, yeah. So basically, Southern Skeins, we've been in business for 7 years now, and started off as just like a hobby. And I started selling on Etsy, and then I moved to Shopify, my own website. I sell on Cratejoy also. I'm well known for my sock clubs and my not sock yarn clubs. So I have one where you get a skein. This isn't the skein, but a skein and a mini of sock yarn every month. Mm-hmm. And then I have another one where this was July's. This was a July one. So you get the skein, and it's another weight. It's either going to be a sport DK worsted, bulky, and then I always include a little goodie packet in it. And inside the goodie packet, you'll get something like eucalypt. We could all use some wool wash. A tea, because it's always nice to have
always a tea.
Always a tea. And then I get handmade stitch markers from this amazing girl on Etsy. I love supporting other Etsy artists. And she makes me stitch markers out of polymer clay. So every month we get a different stitch marker, or progress keeper, because it's on a hook. So we get a different one every month from her. And trying to see. And I have the options of scented or unscented in case you don't want scented. If it's a wool wash or a lotion or something. And then I had the other month, she made me these pink kitties, which are just so adorable. And then I have September's over there, and all I'm going to tell you is that they are the most fantastic leaves around that she made. So let me see. Oh, and Birdie. I love the bird one. I think maybe out of all of them, there it goes, it's focusing in. Mm-hmm. The bird one is probably my favorite. And then I have a watermelon slice, because in July we did watermelons.
It looks kind of like a strawberry, but it really is.
With a little happy face on it, yeah. Mm-hmm. It does look a little bit like a strawberry, but it's a watermelon. So, like I said, I don't want to turn this into a sales pitch, but I just wanted to show you guys that. And the Sock Yarn Club ships on the 15th of the month. The Not Sock Yarn Club ships at the end of the month. And if you go to Etsy, I still have my Etsy store. If you go to Etsy, you buy it each month at a time. If you buy it at southernskeins.com, you can buy it on a recurring subscription or 1 month at a time. And I have all the yarn you see behind me here. I have all of that also on my Etsy, on my Southern Skeins shop. Bags, stitch markers, all sorts of things. Do we have any? Did I just see a question pop up?
No, I think we had a change in the roster and the attendance.
Oh, okay, great. All right. Let's see. Well, welcome everybody who's new. Dave, you want to, when you see a new, well,
I think Steph Scott might be.
Steph Scott is new. Welcome. Welcome, Steph Scott. Cindy, welcome. I am just going through and muting everybody that comes in just to make sure that we're all good and following the following the Vogue Knitting Live rules of making sure everybody's muted as they come in. Audrey, welcome. So thank you everybody for joining us. We have some new colorways. Oh, I wanted to go back to kind of like our dyeing process and everything. So we dye in our home-based dye studio. Everything is dyed by me or Dave. There are certain times that he does help out when I need his help with things.
I mainly like to concentrate on everything else.
Yeah.
I leave the actual creation to her because I think she's way better at it.
But don't let him kid you. When he did a colorway for Tea Doddles a few months ago, and it was on sparkle yarn, on sock sparkle yarn, beautiful, stunning. And he, of course, didn't think it was great.
I think I just got lucky.
Everybody loved it. So you can find my yarn in the Tea Doddles monthly mini maker club by Christy at Tea Doddles. She's on Etsy, Instagram, and YouTube. So check her out if you haven't already. So I just enjoy dyeing. I started dyeing yarn because I loved the look, the feel, the squish of hand-dyed yarns. I didn't necessarily like the price of hand-dyed yarns in my local yarn shop.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, let me give it a try. And I was an artist. I was an oil painter. And so I have a love for mixing colors and all sorts of things. I'm just kind of like showing you the new little beautiful creatures that'll be coming to the store or are already there.
Well, you're trying to hand model it.
I'm hand modeling it. I'm being Vanna White now.
Caressing it.
This is I just lost my train of thought because you said something. What was I saying?
You were talking about how this is coming to the shop and how.
Oh, if it's not already in the shop, it's coming. This is Surrey alpaca. So let's see if I can get a close up on the fluff. Check out that fluff.
Nothing smooth about it.
Oh, it's just a giant ball of fluff. Do you remember if you like the 80s Angora sweaters? It just reminds me of that. Like when back in the 80s when I was in high school, I had this pink Angora sweater that had these puffs, the shoulder pads, and it was these puff sleeves with the shoulder pads, and it was this pale baby pink, and it was just so fuzzy and everything like that. This is what you want when you want to just sit there and hug your yarn. This is what you want.
I think shoulder pads were required by law back then.
I think they were. I think Joan Collins made them required by law. I think she actually put in legislation. Remember Dynasty? Anybody here remember Dynasty? The original Dynasty with Joan Collins in it? Yeah. I think she made them required by law.
I'll take care of mutes.
You'll take care of mutes. Thank you. So, so this is a new one. This just came out of the dye pot today and dried. So we were lucky that it dried in time. This one I am still waiting to name. This one is a good example of dyeing yarn and how individual it can be. Usually when you dye yarn, you hope you're going to get identical twins, right? So you hope that your yarns are going to be these.
This is why there's such a thing as dye lots.
Yes. Or in indie dye yarn, there are no dye lots because everything's a dye lot. Everything's a dye lot. These two were in two different pans, but they were, so I have a number of these and I have a number of these for each one of the pans. But who shot JR? Thank you. I don't remember who did shoot JR. Was that his sister-in-law, Crystal? Was she the one who shot JR? I don't remember. Huh. I don't know. I can't remember. So if anybody knows, let me know. I remember the scene of Bobby coming out of the shower and, rewinding that entire year of Dallas.
I think everybody remembers that.
Yeah. So these two were in two pots right next to each other. I measure out all my dye. This one had more water, just a little bit more water, where the colors could mix together. Because Dave was saying, well, this one doesn't have any purple in it, or the yellow that this one has.
Yep.
And so that's where I was talking with him about color theory. And I said, well, it does have purple. I said, but the purple is up there, and it's a different purple than this one is. Because that one had less water in it. So the purple stayed put.
Yep.
This one, its purple went swish around the pot and mixed with other things, namely the missing yellow, which is right there.
Yep.
So there's some yellow right there.
Purple and yellow make brown.
So if we look back at a color wheel, purple and yellow make brown, essentially. So that's why even the red on here is a little bit darker. Everything's a little bit more plummy, more rich, more wintry, autumny, where this one is a little bit more bright.
A little more party.
A little bit more party. This one is actually, this colorway is actually for a wholesale order that I'm doing for a club that I was mentioning earlier. So I don't want to give it away, but if you guys were listening to one of the clubs that I do yarn for somebody else, their mini maker bag, then this is actually going to be the upcoming color. So Christy's not on here, so I don't think I'll get in trouble by saying what colorway it is. So this is it, and she's calling it Bountiful. So that is for this month for the mini maker club.
You want to talk about black cherry over there?
Yeah, let's talk about black cherry. Black cherry was actually it's actually Southern DK. So it's on my Southern DK base.
It looks edgy.
It's black and it's cherry. And so half the skein is black, half the skein is cherry, and in the middle where it meets, that's why you kind of get these pinks and everything. And this was my August. Excuse me, I'm drinking too many sodas. Well, Pellegrino. Dave's the one drinking Coke Zero. This was Southern DK, so it's 100 grams, 225 yards, 80-20 superwash merino and nylon. And it has a really nice tight twist. I'm trying to see if I can get it to really focus in.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll get that close.
I don't know if it will either, but it's got a really nice high twist to it.
You can take on for it.
And this was, like I said, this was August. The August Knot Sock Yarn Club. And this was black cherry. So it came with, do I have them here? I don't think I have them here. I don't have them here. I have them somewhere else with little cherries. They're little cherry stitch markers that I had made up, and they're precious. They really are precious. So yeah, don't have them here right now. Coming up, we also, and this one was July's, and for July, I did, that one was Starry Skies and Butterflies, and it was a hat by A Lovely Blunder Knits was the pattern. I try to have a pattern. I try to have a free pattern in every box, whether it be sock or not sock. Sometimes I don't have designers for it. So if you're interested in doing a design for Southern Skeins and getting free yarn, then drop an email to designers, southernskeinsdesigners@gmail.com, or just message me on Instagram or something.
Yeah, and understand that even for those months where there's not a designer, she tries to have designs that she's made up herself ready to go, but she can't necessarily keep up with it. So yeah, we are always looking for other designers.
Yes, and I have a backlog of free patterns on my website, southernskeins.com. If you look in, there's a section called free patterns. There's also a section that says past designers, so that will take you to the previous designers Ravelry pages. I'm really big on promoting and working with other Etsy and indie designers and things like that. So everything that I buy, like this was the marker for July for Starry Skies and Fireflies. And it was done by Niche Handmade on Etsy. She also did these earrings for me.
Oh, I see. It's like a smoky jewel with flecks of gold in it.
Yeah,
That's
really
nice.
kind of cute.
Mhm.
She made it out of acrylic,
Okay.
like an acrylic pour. And then that one's free gift was Starry Skies and Fireflies
Just a
sticker,
Mhm.
which I like. I have a lot of stickers. I do a lot of stickers different months. Stickers, magnets. I get some like this past month, August, the bonus gift, if you get a deluxe box, the bonus gift I gave out was a set of Katrinkle's knitting jewelry. I gave out a set of her stitch markers. They were acrylic 1-inch rulers, and I think there were like 7 or 8 to the set that it came in. So the deluxe boxes. So people who purchased a bag, who Miss Fiber Fox in Alaska, she's an Army wife, works in Alaska or lives in Alaska. Her husband's in the military, in the Army. And so she does that. So she makes my bags and sends them down. And
I just call it bag lady.
Bag lady. North Juniper. Do we have a comment?
Cindy is saying she's got to run.
Bye, Cindy. Thanks for stopping by. And so the person who does a lot of my stitch markers on Etsy is North Juniper Designs on Etsy. And Mad Cow Mandy Designs has done some sock logs for me. She's got some great sock logs. She does them pretty much for my advents. So I have a Halloween advent coming up. I have and the Halloween is Jack Skellington themed. So it's going to have it has a project bag in it. It has a yarn cozy in it. It has like some Jack Skellington other stuff. Ann Tudor, who does lamp work stitch markers out of glass. She made a Jack Skellington progress keeper for me. So that'll be in there.
And we pulled a lot of the colors of the bag out to do the
Yes,
yarn, right?
yes. So the colors carry through. So there's a lot of Jack and Sally colors in my Halloween kit this year. Then for December, so that mails out 10/1. My Decembers are Grinchmas, which is a 12 skein advent, 12 mini skeins. And then the big advent is Let It Snow. And that one mails also on November 10th. So the 2 Christmas ones mail on November 10th. They both have bags and all that kind of other good stuff. I like adding a lot of extra little bonus treats. Oh, and Kimberly Makes. She is making me, you want to run and get it?
Run and get what?
The advent calendar. It's on the fireplace.
Yep. Yep.
So she made me an advent calendar that comes with it as my way to package the yarn. And I love it. She did an amazing job. She really did. Let's see, who else do we have new here while he's running to get that? Do we have any questions? I'm doing all the talking. Do we have any questions? No? Discount code is VKL 2021 SEPT for September. So if anybody's interested in the discount code, valid through this weekend. And isn't this cute? So you can come a little closer. You can reuse this from year to year. And it has just these little snap pockets. Okay. And then you can there'll be skeins there'll be little mini skeins in here.
But maybe a gift or two.
Right now I'm just dropping that in there. And so that's what it's going to be. And that's how the yarn's going to be packaged for the Let It Snow advent calendar. So I'm really excited about that. Normally I package them up in something else, just kind of wrapping them in tissue paper and everything. But this time I thought, well, let's do something that's a little reusable You can use it next year for what you can use it as a calendar for anything almost.
As long as the month only has
25 days in it, or you're not picky, you know. Yeah, pretty much. As long as you're not picky, you could use it as a monthly calendar. Good idea.
You can store 25 different types of screws and nuts in it.
There you go.
That's
So some new colorways coming up. This is also right now on our DK, but it'll be on socks soon. I try to do a lot of sock sets. So you can get a mini and a full, or you can just go in and buy a mini. I do sets of minis up there. And I also have, I'm going to be stocking more just plain old minis. So like I have this one. Ooh, I love this one. Should I really sell this one? That's half my problem is I got into yarn dyeing because I wanted all of these yarns. And then I had so many yarns that then I said, well, I really should probably sell some of these. And then I started a business. But the thing is, I look at this and I'm like, oh, I love that. Look at this. So it's got, these are the blues and greens. This is actually part of some that are from my my spring fling. So I did a spring fling box, mini skein box. And so these are leftover, so they all work together. So you've got the green with some blue speckles. You've got blue, blue and yellow and green speckles, yellow, blue and green speckles, then a tonal green and a tonal blue. How's that for a pair of socks? Or a hat? Oh, an ombre fade hat. Yes, I'm loving that. Yep, ombre fade hat. I'm loving that. I'm really thinking so. So, and then there's this one, which has a really pretty corally color, a buttercup yellow, like a purplish gray, a gray grape. And then this is like a goldenrod. It's not coming through the color that way, but it looks like that. And then a tonal green. So you got a couple green shades in there. So that's definitely coming. It's definitely greens, not teals, if you're reading teal on your screen. So mine, no. No, I'm selling it, don't worry. But if you're interested, it is M05 is its item number.
And the other one is M08.
M08. I have a lot of them out there right now. So let me put this back. Let's see. This one is my Wish colorway. This one is done on, I really should have him reading this for me. Done on Simply Wool worsted. So it's non-superwash. So for all you guys out there who are making your Rhinebeck sweaters and you really want to go, you know, non-superwash, almost as pure to nature as you can get, my Simply Wool is very eco-friendly. 100% non-superwash. It is feltable, so you can steek with this if you're making a cardigan or something. One of these days I want to try that. I'm just at the point now where I'm doing afterthought heels because I hate the thought of cutting into my socks, and I did an afterthought heel really well, I think, but yeah, it's just the thought. So it's like I put in my waist yarn. So I put in my waist yarn to do my heel, and then I knit a row, or I should say I knit a row. I put in a lifeline. I knit a row. I put in my waist yarn. I knit a row. I put in another lifeline. So that way I was like, okay, if something happens and I drop some stitches, when I cut my waist yarn and go in there, I'm like, I've got a couple lifelines on each side of it. So I'm like, I'll be okay. This is not going to sink. Because it's like, oh gosh, if you do the whole thing. I did the whole tube. I did it like an afterthought everything sock. So I did the afterthought toe, the afterthought heel. So I had the cuff, the tube, the cuff. And so I had to go in and separate at each place. And I'm like, please don't let me drop something. That would not be fun. You want to hand me some of Jennifer's yarn?
Actually, I was going to hand you this. I think this is it because this is a natural. No.
Well, yes, it is, but I wanted to get one of these.
Okay.
So one of my friends, Jennifer, we both have the same name.
Farmer Jan.
Yeah. We let me get this off my screen. Zoom just sent me something. One of my friends, Jennifer, runs a farm. She's actually an attorney in town here. But she and her husband, both attorneys, they wanted to go more of the homesteading route. And so they have a farm outside of town and they commute every day into Tallahassee to work. But they have all these alpacas and sheep and goats and rabbits and everything. So anyways, this is her sheep. And so this is actually alpaca and Gulf Coast sheep. So it's alpaca Gulf Coast wool. And it is fresh farm to needles. It's part of my homestead line. So it's from Jennifer's sheep. I can tell you who made this. This was Yoo-Hoo and Princess. So that's who made this skein, is Yoo-Hoo and Princess. And then there's some silk thrown in. So the bits and bobs, the coloring you see in there is Princess. I mean, is silk.
Nari says it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So I do charge a premium for this one. I think it's 30 or 35, but right now I'm offering a sale, a code through the weekend, which is, Dave, what's my code again for my discount? VKL.
Right, VKL 2021 SEPT for September.
And let me grab another one of Jen's. Now this is so soft and squishy. And the neps in here are silk. So like, a lot of times there's like neps to be cotton or neps or acrylic, something like this. These neps in here, these are silk.
A lot of the neps I've seen are just like, all one color and they contrast, but these ones are really nice because they're multicolored.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's hand spun, it's hand plied. This is straight off of, I don't know. Without looking, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I'll have to ask Jen which one it is, which one of her animals this is. But this has a lot of alpaca in it. This might be pure alpaca and silk because it is just, and look at all those colors of silk in there. I love it. All that silk. So anyways, questions?
Do you want to talk about the raw roving that you saw from her? Or do you
yes, I have some roving that she brought me. And it's an alpaca and wool blend that she carded at home. And I haven't dyed it yet. So if you're interested in any raw without being dyed, let me know. But I have a huge amount. So I'm going to be having roving out soon. And of course, it's going to be non-superwash. So yeah, when I say farm to needles, it is farm to needles. It's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. I mean, they really have a passion for what they do. Their farm is called Home Field Advantage, and they do a lot of canning and making loofah sponges, growing. I didn't know you could
grow this for a while.
Yeah, I didn't know you could grow loofahs and make them into a loofah sponge. Oh, yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, they're just great. So I get the yarn and everything from her. She shared her animals a while ago. Oh, they also do a lot of hosting of camping and glamping and Boy Scout troops. So if anyone's interested in anything like that in Florida. North Florida. This is another one. This is a one pot wonder skein.
That is a really beautiful rich color.
Thank you. It's a very deep maroon. So basically what it was is I had a lot of red and a little black because I was trying to get to a very dark red black. And then I thought, well, no, this isn't going to work. So let me make it.
It kind of looks like kind of a purpley coffee.
That's a good answer for it too. But yeah, it's a really, really pretty. I've only got the one skein. I just kept adding and adding and adding black until you can see the red cast. I don't want to blow everything out on here so you can't really see it by coming in too close. But it's on sock weight yarn. Let me see. Oh, here's one that's recent out of the dye pot in the last couple of days. This will probably end up in my shop tonight, tomorrow, depending on how quickly I list it. Here's another one that's silver and purple. Some silver and purple. Love it. So yeah, that's pretty much. Does anybody have any questions? Now, if you order through this weekend, you'll be getting a bonus gift. Never know what it's going to be because I have a stack of a basket of bonus gifts at my desk. So it'll be some kind of a bonus gift, or it could be like a bonus project bag. And I also have fabric ones for sale on my website, but it could be like a project bag like that. I have some leftovers from when we do add a bag on my monthly clubs. So this was one of my monthly clubs and I have some extras of this. So you can always check that out.
I was asking if the roving you mentioned is already on the site or if that's yet to come.
It's not. I've had the roving a long time and I just haven't put it out there yet. But email me, contact@southernskeins.com, and I'll send you the specifics on it and give you the price. And just, you know, I'll just weigh it out and you can tell me if you want it plain undyed or if you'd like it dyed a certain color. Also on my website are all my colors. So I have a colorway gallery out there so you can see the different colors. So yeah, I mean, it's beautiful yarn that she has. I mean, it's this without the silk, but it's all white because it came from Princess and Yoo-Hoo is the white one, but she has like 40 now. I don't know if I told you that. Bart and Jen have like 40 alpacas now.
How much property do they have?
Oh, like 100 acres.
Wow.
Yeah. So they have like 40 alpacas, a whole bunch of sheep and goats.
Lawyer / shepherd.
Yeah, pretty much. They're awesome people.
That's quite a sort of curriculum vitae.
Yeah, right. So anyways, did we get more?
No.
Oh, okay. I just saw the screen flash. So I thought he's watching on my phone to make sure I don't miss any questions. So that's pretty much.
I'd be the booth guy.
Yeah, he would. He'd be the funny sidekick.
Funny looking anyway.
That everybody turns in to see. Let me see, what time is it? Am I still
6:37.
recording? I think I'm still recording.
As far as I know, because yeah.
Yes, I'm still recording. Good. Fabulous. Well, thank you all for joining, connecting. Somebody's connecting in. Hi, Kathy. And hi, everybody else. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to address each one of you individually. You are.
She was just saying you are recording.
Oh, I am recording. Thanks. So anyways, yeah, the coupon code is good through midnight Sunday. And I think that's pretty much it. Questions? Would you want to see another yarn? One of my yarns again?
So is that midnight at the start of Sunday or at the end of Sunday?
End of Sunday as it turns Monday. So free gifts, free. I'm not sure what I'm going to throw in. It could be an extra skein of yarn. It could be a set of Gatrenkle stitch markers. It could be a bag. It could be a lotion. It could be, I have a one woman with happy hands on Etsy who makes the most wonderful lotions for me. For my
those little ones sort of look like wax that go into little tins.
I have a funny story, maybe the last thing, and then I'll go ahead and let you guys go. But for my Halloween one, we're doing vampire bats. And so, you know, the sock bag, the yarn bag is going to be Edgar Allan Poe's Nevermore fabric from his from his poems. And I think it's done by Michael Miller or Alexander Henry, I think, is one of the two who designed the fabric. Anyways, regardless, it's vampire bats. So I have this cute little bat stitch marker And then I said, well, do you think you can do some sort of, bat scented, not scented, but bat themed lotion? I was thinking, call it guana, right? Guano. I was thinking of calling it guano, bat poop. And she's like, do you really want your customers opening a package of bat poop?
I don't think everyone will get it.
Yeah. So we ended up calling it Belfry.
Which I think works.
I think works
it's
too.
a safer choice.
I think it's a safer choice too. And it's a very autumny scent. And it's white, so it's not poop colored at all. But yeah, she's like, it's a good thing, because I was going a little overboard on my theming there. I'm like, can we call it guano? No. No, you can't.
I think I've been rubbing off on her too much.
Thank goodness I've got my partners in all of this to help keep me on the straight and narrow here. Else you'd be getting lotion called bat poop.
Dude, like, let me tell you why that's a terrible idea.
Yeah. So anyways, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. And we have a YouTube channel where I'm hopefully going to be able to post this recording. So YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and as of this week, we are now on TikTok.
I'm sorry. We actually had a question I missed. Catherine says, have we already talked about the subscription boxes? The answer is yes, but we can always do it again.
Yes, we did. Have you already? Yes. Okay. So Not Sock Yarn Club. They are, both subscription boxes are $29 a month basic.
Sorry, Catherine.
Okay, thank you. Both of them are $29 a month. And the Not Sock Yarn comes with one skein. The sock yarn comes with the one skein plus the mini. Then you can add a skein. So you get, like, imagine these are identical, you get two.
Yeah, two fulls, one mini. With that.
So either two on the Not Sock or two fulls and one mini on the Sock Club. If you add a skein, you can add a bag, and you get your one skein plus a bag, which
that's
voila, example bag.
Yeah. We got all kinds of them.
We got all kinds of them.
This guy too.
Yeah, but they're always themed for the month. Right. They all come with the stitch marker and the little bonus extra goodie in the tee.
The goodie
packet. And information on the designer, of who was the designer that month, and their inspiration behind their pattern, and a little bit about them.
And if available, the free pattern.
Right. And if not, go back to my website, because I have a whole bunch of free patterns that I've designed on my website. You can also get the deluxe box, which I believe is $60, and free shipping's included in everything I do. Because I hate one of those things where, it's like, okay, well, it's that much, but then, okay, then it's like, an extra $5.25 for shipping. It's like, no. I just include shipping. So the prices you see from me are the prices it's going to be.
And some folks will hide extra cost in the shipping. They're like, this is 99 cents, but it's $8.95 shipping.
Yeah, they started doing that because of Etsy, but yeah. So, but no, I've always tried to do really fair prices. Like I said,
that's why you started doing this, because you thought that a lot of hand-dyed yarn was too expensive.
I did. I really did. I would walk into a local yarn store and bless the local yarn stores. I know they've got overheads that they have to handle, but I'd walk in there and I'd see some yarns and they'd be like $30, $35. And I'm like, dang.
And that's like center of the road for a lot of hand-dyed stuff still.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, that's why I started dyeing it myself. And then that's why I started sharing it, because it was outgrowing all of my stuff.
But and she's taken a lot of heat in the past from those dyers. And she just, her philosophy is, I don't want to sell this for any more than I want to pay.
Exactly. So anyways, $60, and it gets you, the deluxe box gets you your one skein plus your add a skein plus your bag. So you're getting your two skeins, your bag, and you get the normal goodie packet, plus you get the upgraded goodie, which, like I said, this past month in August, it was Katrinkles, a set of 7 or 8 of their acrylic stitch markers is what I put in there. Some months it's a tool from Katrinkles. Some months it's a bigger sized container of lotions, all different sorts of things. But anyways, any questions? Somebody just said something.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Southernskeins.com. don't forget my discount code. I'll be around tomorrow afternoon. I'll be doing another session on Vogue Knitting Live virtual. And thank you all so much for joining in. Bye. Have a good night if there's no other questions. What new? Oh, thank you so much. You're both so sweet and fun. Oh, thank you, Nari. I appreciate it. Good night. Bye. Hold on, I gotta end the, I could end the recording first, I think.
By clicking the exact same thing I was just going to do.
Yeah. End the recording.